4K or 1080p? Which one should you shoot? Let's find out. Roll the intro. The recent video released by Tony Northrup has sparked a lot of controversy again. I feel like he's been doing a lot of videos just to trigger people, sometimes troll people, I guess. A few years ago they made this video talking about how 4K is the trend, 4K is the future, and everybody should just adapt to 4K. And now they're saying that they are going back to 1080p. I don't agree with that. Now, about 3 years ago, I started shooting vlogs, and I was so passionate about it, and I shot vlogs with my old A7 I every day, and I was totally happy with it, completely happy with the results. I never paid attention to the technical detail because I didn't know anything about camera or video making. I definitely didn't know what is the resolution, what's 1080p, what's 4K. I had no idea. I was just happy what I was creating. Until one day I saw my own video on a big iMac monitor, Apple monitor, 4K monitor, 6K even. Was it 6K or 4K? I don't know. But when I see it on a big monitor, I was like, what's happening? Why is my video all blurry and pixelated? What happened to my videos? It doesn't look like that when I edited those on my laptop, my not even full HD laptop. Then I realized I needed a high resolution video camera. So that's why I bought my A6200 in the first place. That's 2 years ago, to shoot 4K. 1080p and 4K is completely different. There are 4 times as much detail in 4K as in 1080p, so that's a lot of stuff. Shooting in 4K can help you to get cleaner image, sharper image, especially in low light. It can help you compress the noise and make it less noisy and make the image look cleaner. That's why I was able to shoot very good low light video with my A6200 and an 18-105 f4 lens. That was not such a good low light lens. It's not particularly good in low light, but it did very well because I was shooting in 4K, and that 4K video was actually a 6K down sampled to 4K because A6200 does that. So it has very high resolution. That's why it yields a whole bunch of detail, and it's fantastic, and you just don't see the noise at all, pretty much, unless it's pitch dark. Then you have to use A7S II. Whenever I shoot 1080p and I put it on YouTube, it just gets pixelated and gets blurry, and especially when it's moving or when you point the camera to maybe a bush, a bunch of trees. When there's tiny, many tiny objects, the video file has a very difficult time to, I don't know the technical term, but I've seen a video somewhere explaining this phenomenon. When you shoot a video of a bunch of tree leaves, actually your image noise will increase and your image will be less sharp and become more blurry because of the compression and how computer decode those details. Something like that. Okay, I'm not expert on that. Another occasion I avoid shooting 1080p is in landscape. When you are shooting landscape, you have everything in focus, and it's very easy for the audience to judge whether or not it is sharp, especially when they are watching on a big screen. So usually the 1080p landscape I get are not so pleasing, and 4K just completely blow that out of water. When you are shooting up close, when you are shooting with a great subject separation, you're pulling the attention of your audience to a certain point. For example, on your face, in case of shooting a selfie, a talking head, vlog, this type of video, people will just focus on your face, and everything in the back maybe more or less blurred, so they won't pay attention to the background and they will all pay attention to your face. And in the contrast of the blurry background and your in focus face, it actually looks much sharper than it actually is. It is an illusion, I guess, because there's this contrast that makes people's brain think it is actually very sharp. That's why you can actually shoot very nice, pleasing footage with 1080p when you're shooting talking head and vlog style kind of video. So that's what I'm gonna do to save storage. Now, another advantage of shooting 1080p is obviously that you can edit very fast. You can add post-production, you can cut it very fast. You can add special effect, transition, color grade very easily, and edits very fast. Rendering is very fast. You can even work on a laptop instead of a dedicated video editing desktop. So it's super convenient, it's easy to grade, it makes your workflow so much smoother. So that's the biggest reason, I would say, to shoot 1080p ever in 2020, when everybody can have access to 4K even on their phone. Well, Tony Northrup was not completely wrong, right? I totally agree that the 4K transition has not yet come, and I'm not sure if it will ever come, like if it will ever be adapted just like 1080p is today, because we are indeed watching everything on our phone, and we don't need that much resolution to watch good video on to enjoy the video on our phone, because the phones are small. You can't see so many big pixels on there. So that's another reason to shoot 1080p. It is not necessary because most of the audience won't see the difference anyway. But I don't agree with it. I still prefer 4K since I have big monitor. I myself, when I see it, I want to keep a memory of a very sharp image of everything in focus, very detailed, very vivid image. I want to keep the best. So I will always shoot 4K when it's landscape, when it's something I want to remember well, when it's something grand, something new, fresh. Like if I go to a new city, first time ever experiencing the life there, and I would try to shoot in 4K instead of 1080p. But anyway, right now I'm shooting in 1080p. You shouldn't see a huge difference if I ever shot this in 4K, because as I said, I'm in focus and the background is not. If you're a Sony shooter, you can always use memory slots. Like here, there's a 1 and 2. You can choose between these. I set 1 as 4K and 2 is 1080p, so I can just switch very quickly back and forth. Like if I ever vlog with this camera, I just do it like this, and then landscape, and turn it to 1, and I shoot 4K like that. This is gonna help me a lot. I will keep shooting 4K, as I said. And I will experiment more with a 1080p, especially with a 60p slow motion. I think it's gonna be fun. I haven't shot a lot of 60p slow motion video yet. I'm not really familiar with that. I think I should work with that more. And I watched my own 1080p video on my phone. It looks very sharp. I mean, you can't tell a difference if you are watching on a phone. Literally, you can't tell the difference. But it's a huge difference on the phone, on the monitor. Alright, so now I'm gonna put some comparison shots with my A7S II, but actually it's not a good example because A7S II has a very sharp 1080p image. So in these sample shots, actually I think the 1080p is really good, really sharp. I can't tell a huge difference between 1080p and 4K. Well, the A7S II's 4K is not the best 4K among all Sony cameras. The A6200 shoots better 4K than the A7S II. So maybe it's not such a fair comparison. But anyway, I'm gonna show you the 4K versus 1080. Why am I talking about this? I thought it was gonna be very noisy, but it actually is really clean at night. And the difference is actually really minimum, even on my 4K monitor. So I think I can safely shoot more 1080p footage with my A7S II. Not with other cameras though. Definitely not with A6200. On A6200, I will always shoot 4K because that camera sucks at shooting 1080p. It is so soft. It's incredible. Alright, that is this episode, and leave a like if you like this video, and thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Is there more to come? Oh my god, I'm so scared. More video like this.